Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of the Cleaning Business Mentor Podcast. My name is Carolyn Arellano, your cleaning business mentor and your host. And on today's episode, I have Mr. Gustavo Martinez, the CEO and founder of Tidiness Cleaning, based in San Antonio, Texas. Thank you so much for joining me today, Gus.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. Super excited to be here and talk a little bit about my story.
For sure. First, I want to say, I do know Gus on a personal level. I have had the absolute pleasure of connecting with him online. Always talking about the power of, networking online. And he has been doing just such phenomenal things in his cleaning business. He is a young entrepreneur, a very hungry CEO, and somebody that I truly admire and I've been able to build a friendship with over the past couple of years. But I'm going to let Gus give himself an introduction and talk a little bit about his business because, as I mentioned, he is on the younger side of being an entrepreneur and he has been extremely successful. So, Gus, if you can give the audience a little bit of background about you, a little bit about your history, and what got you into the cleaning industry. We'd really love to hear your story.
Yeah, I'm 24, by the way, and yes, I'm in San Antonio, Texas. I moved here in 2018 to go to school. I changed my major like 7 times. I still haven't graduated yet with my bachelor's, which I don't even know if I'm going to finish it, but I need 2 more classes to graduate with my bachelor's in marketing. I started my cleaning business in 2022, I believe. It was February. I started off in residential. Actually, let me backtrack a little bit. Let me tell you a little bit more like of like how entrepreneurism was instilled in me as a child. So, when I was little, my mom had a table and chair rental business. So that kind of planted the seed. And then in middle school and high school, I would sell chips at school. And then I turned 16 and my mom's like, "Well, it's time for you to get a job." My first job ever was at Chili's as a host. So I'd literally be the guy that'd say, "Hi, welcome to Chili's." Just super cringe. I got fired from there. Then I got a job at Domino's. I quit there because I was making more money at school selling chips. And then I started working at Bush's Chicken, got fired from there. And then I moved to San Antonio, worked at a dog hotel, got fired from there. And then I worked at Starbucks for a good year or two, and then COVID happened, and then I was jobless. And then COVID started slowing down a bit, and things were starting to open again. Before I got into the cleaning business, I started working at a real estate brokerage as a real estate apprentice, and they'd give us a list of leads, a computer, and they'd make us like cold call and set appointments. And for like the 3, 4 months that I was there, I was like the top performer there. Like I was booking 8 to 10 appointments a day. Like everyone else around me that was like my age or like in the real estate apprentice position, like they would get distracted. They'd be on their phone. Like, no, dude, I would dial for like 3 hours straight, and then we take a break, like a 2 hour lunch break, and then another 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon. So I would say like the two most important jobs I ever had was Starbucks and that real estate brokerage. Starbucks really taught me a lot about customer service. I was barista of the month 3 times in a row there. So I'm very thankful for Starbucks because it taught me about, customer service and the customer's always right and just, having that mentality of serving others. And then the real estate job kind of taught me discipline, like it is a little bit uncomfortable cold calling and calling random people if you've never done it before. But I got the hang of it so fast. It was crazy. So then I left the brokerage and then I ended up having like a mental episode. Uh, should I tell them or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. I mean, a lot of people, listening on this channel, including myself, have, dealt with mental health issues. So please.
So this was when I was working at the real estate brokerage and I ended up getting diagnosed bipolar and I ended up going manic. So this is kind of personal, but at the same time, I don't use it as a crutch. But so when you go manic, right, like you're on top of the world. Like it's not because you're on drugs. It's just your brain like your chemicals are just imbalanced and you just have too much dopamine that it's making you feel like you're on top of the world, like you feel like you're God, you feel like you're rich, like you go on spending sprees. It's just very, it seemed fun in the moment because it felt good to me, right? But to others around me, they're like, hey, you're not normal. What's going on with you? And I ended up getting into like $20,000 credit card debt. Um, and so then I was hospitalized, got out from the hospital. I got worse, dude. Like I was literally out of town, like in Miami, like in Dallas, like literally with like $20, dude. And I was funding it up on my credit cards. And so then I kind of came down from my mania and I got a little bit depressed, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to go and get a job. Like I cannot be somewhere for 8 hours straight. Like that is just not for me. Uh, so I was like, you know what? I go to my friends' houses and I noticed that their houses are kind of dirty. So why don't I just start like offering to clean their house for like maybe it wasn't even for money. It was for like cook me a meal kind of thing or like buy me some.
Bartering, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
bartering services.
Yeah, and then I was like, yo, people actually do this. So that kind of gave me the idea. Started in residential and then started pivoting into property management cleanings, which is like our specialty. Do like over anywhere from like 100 to 175 move outs a month. So it's their turnovers for property management companies, and we do a bit of janitorial, commercial, and we've done 3 post construction jobs. They're so awesome, but I'm just more focused on the property management side and a little bit more on janitorial as well.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all of your past job experiences. I love that you were so open to letting us know about how many places you've been fired from in the past. I will say this, I love that, every time you got fired from a job, you didn't, just not find another one. But you took that learning experience and you knew right away, like, I can't work for other people, right? And if you're that kind of person listening to this podcast where for whatever reason it is, you don't feel purpose at your job, you don't take directions well, maybe you just don't want to be up at a certain time, then, being your own boss is definitely an option and something that you can consider. Also, I love that you did have a different series of jobs and that you're able to see clearly, what each job did for you as far as like character building and skill building. Because I also had a ton of jobs, right, where they were, not like the highest paying jobs or like the highest level jobs, like such as bartending, working the register at like a shop, right, or for my dad on the weekends. But that really does help all that customer interaction and all of that skill building. So if you guys are, listening and you have all these jobs, you might not think they're the best in the world right now. They might not be the highest paying or fancy looking, but really in the future, you're going to be able to see like, wow, that job really did help me improve my customer service skills. It really did help me learn how to be organized or whatever that is. So thank you for sharing that. Also, thank you for sharing about you having your episode. We definitely appreciate you being transparent about that. A lot of people online are not open to sharing about mental health illness. So again, a lot of us entrepreneurs out there do deal with a lot. But the fact that you were able to pick up on what you're really good at and focus in on the property management cleaning is awesome. I would love for you to talk a little bit more about that. So first, 24-year-old entrepreneur having multiple jobs comes out, starts cleaning business because you find a need for it, which is fantastic. How did you decide, or when did you decide, okay, you know what, property management is the way to go? And if you don't mind telling us a little bit about, the different ways that you've been marketing the business, why you like working with them, and yeah, I guess what some of the pros about that for those that are listening and maybe want to or never have worked with a property management company before and might be interested.
Yeah, so I this is the thing. I did residential like cleaning homes that people lived in and I was just like this is a lot. Like they have a lot of stuff all over the place and then like some people are really dirty and hoarders and stuff. And I don't even remember how I stumbled upon property management. Maybe a YouTube video on YouTube, maybe, but I don't remember. But I was like, why don't I try doing empty houses, right? Because like there's not a bunch of shit all over the place. You're cleaning an empty house. And so I ended up signing up to be a vendor for one property management company. We did about 8 or 9 homes for them. And we had callbacks. Obviously, it's my first time ever cleaning an empty home, right? So, but I learned a lot. I ended up losing that client, my first property management client. I don't think I knew you then. Did I? No, right? When I lost my first client?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, they ended up saying like we went to that house like 8 or 9 times. There was no water, and then there was water, and there was a leak, and just all these bad things happened. And I was like, I've been here so many times, and I'm only getting paid X amount. Like, this is crazy. So she's like, you know what? Like, it's fine. I'll find someone else. And so they fired me. They took me off their list, and they blacklisted me. But I was like, you know what? Like, just because they fired me doesn't mean one, I'm learning, right? I'm extremely new to move out, and two, just because you fuck up one time doesn't mean you should never do it again. It's just like working out. I think like
No, yeah, you have to get better. You have to try. That's how you
yeah,
perfect your skill.
yeah, and I think a lot of cleaners or just a lot of people that want to be entrepreneurs or they're kind of barely getting started is that they expect to be perfect and get results like that. And it's like, I don't know if you know who Alex Hormozy is, but he talks about delaying gratification. Like, you have to, like, your reward, you have to work for it. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a low and slow thing. And the way I got on these property management on their radars, I would just pick up the phone, Google all the property management companies here in San Antonio and just pick up the phone and literally tell them, hey, I'd like to become a vendor to help you with your make ready cleanings. And there's not much objection, to be honest. It's like the only objection they'd have is like, oh, our vendor list is full. But then you go on to the next one, and it's just so easy to get on their vendors list. Like they send you the documents, and the good thing is a lot of property management companies like having different vendors, because sometimes a vendor can get super booked, so they like having backups. So honestly, if you want to grow fast, I would say like do property management, but before you start scaling, make sure like your systems are in place and your cleaners can do a really good job because I've had hundreds of callbacks. Till this day, we still get callbacks, right? And I get it, no one's perfect, but I think when hiring a cleaner or bringing on a cleaner, whether you use an employer or a contractor, regardless, set expectations from the front, like from the beginning. Whether you're bringing
That
on a cleaner or a contractor, you need to set expectations up front. Give them a checklist, maybe send them a video or something that they can watch, or kind of have pictures of what something that's dirty and something that's clean, like, just have everything set up to where things aren't always falling through the cracks because you can scale fast and you will fail faster, if that makes sense. Does that make sense or no?
No, it does. That was actually a lot of great gems. Thank you for that. So number one, yes, property management clients can be like a high volume client, right? Because they have multiple locations. I know you said you clean a lot of homes and apartment buildings for a lot of these property managements. Something else that you said that was like literally gold, and I was talking about this earlier with somebody on a call, is about setting up your technicians or your subcontracts for success, right? We cannot just automatically assume that another cleaning company, or even if you have an employee, that they're going to know what has to be done, and that starts with the client, right? Understanding what the client's needs are, making sure that's in the contract, making sure you're getting paid for it, and communicating that with your technicians. Because a deep clean to me might be a moving clean to me might be different, for tidiness cleaning and vice versa. Or maybe that specific property management is asking for something that neither you or I would normally do, right? So yeah, I've dealt with that also with ourselves, working with subcontractors, not explaining thoroughly enough what the expectations are. But that is a lot of great information. If you guys are interested, in property management companies, they are an absolute, pleasure to work with as long as, and this is in my opinion, and you can talk a little bit about this too, Gus, you're looking in the right areas. Have you ever had an experience where you worked with a property management company that did not want to pay what you were looking for? And did it have to do with like the location of the client or the difference in, the building, for example, or apartments?
Yeah, so actually I wouldn't say I lost this client, but So I was working with this company. They had given me maybe like 5 homes in total, but they expect us to turn on the water at the meter every time, right? And I'm sending ladies in here, like, and I'm not saying anything that ladies can't do, you know, anything, but it's just like they're not carrying tools to open up water meters. They're cleaners, not plumbers or handymen,
100% agree with
and they
you.
ended up saying like, "Oh, well, you charging us to turn the water on is too high. So we have vendors who don't charge us and they turn on the water." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." And then this is what happens, and this is why we don't turn on water. She had sent us to one house back in I think December, and then 2 months later, I called her just to check in. And she was like, "Yeah, you guys forgot to turn the water off at the meter, and when we went to go check the house, the entire house was flooded." And I'm like, that's your fault. Like, this is
Yeah,
exactly
come on.
why we don't turn water on. We're there to clean. There should be electricity and water. Like, if there's
100% agree.
not
100%.
electricity, we can't see or use
And
back.
air conditioning, right? If you guys need it, or heat if you're in the snow, those are all must-haves. Water, running electricity, a running heat system, running cooling system, and
I
no infestations.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
some. I want when I was doing the move outs myself, I once cleaned a house with no AC. It was horrible, like sweat just
Mm-hmm.
dripping down my face. Another thing I want to tell any viewers or anyone that is wanting to start a cleaning business, like some people say like, "Oh, I've never touched a mop and clean myself, and I make X amount." It's like, no, go clean something, do it yourself. Say you can do it. Put like have some skin in the game. And I'm not saying clean forever, right? But just get that experience to say like when you bring someone on, it's like, yeah, I used to do exactly what you do, so stop complaining. Like you're
Right.
not telling me anything I've never done before. You know.
It definitely helps too with setting the expectations, right? And like understanding what you're asking people to do. I feel like too, because I feel like if you've never cleaned before, I feel like you might not fully understand what you're asking other people to do, and value it maybe as much.
Yeah, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. And if you don't know how to clean, like, I know there's like sanitization and all these things, but this is like, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but like, if you see something that looks dirty, clean it until it looks clean. It's not hard. Like, if there's a stain, clean it. Cleaning
Hmm.
shouldn't be hard. It's just that some people are either rushing or they just don't have that attention to detail. Some cleaners get it, some cleaners don't. I've gone through my fair share of cleaners for the move outs, and oh my God, I've hired so many bad cleaners. And me not having any hiring experience or management experience, I let them like walk all over me for a long time. And it's like, no, the moment you see that they can't follow a checklist, like they should be nowhere near your company because your brand is your reputation. Your company is your reputation. And their work is a reflection of me. And I don't want to have a bad persona or a bad reputation that tidiness doesn't clean good. That's not good. And people talk a lot. Word of mouth travels fast. So
Oh,
it
100%.
literally takes one person to just open their mouth someone else to just like not give you business at all or just, get some type of
Bad
some
review.
negative feel.
Yeah,
Yeah, some negative.
definitely don't need that. So
Yeah,
I have some questions for you that I'm gonna start asking you before we get into like the lightning round, which is gonna be a few more questions,
cool.
all business related. So the first question I want to ask you is, what is your number one source for marketing, in particularly in getting these property management companies to work with you? You can give us your top three forms of marketing
Okay,
from number one, second, and then third.
so number one, pick up the phone. Don't be afraid of picking up the phone and cold calling. Literally, just say, "Hi, my name is Gus. I'm with XYZ company. How are you?" They say, "Great." I'm like, "I'm looking to get set up as a vendor for your property management company." And boom, you give them your email. They'll send you the vendor forms. Boom, like within 24 hours, you can get it cleaning. So cold calling, number one. Cold calling works. It is boring. It is hard at first, but it works. Two, I would say networking. I joined this group called NARPM. It's the National Association of Residential Property Managers. and I pay to be a platinum sponsor, so I get to speak at all their events, and I've gotten a lot of work from that group. It's kind of a pay to play thing, you know, but they do let me speak at their events that they host. So, oh,
Nice.
lastly, cold email is good too. Yeah, I never ran ads to be honest.
That's awesome. No, that is great. And that's why I know that you do a lot of this. So we have cold calling, networking, and cold emailing. Those are three things that you guys can do that'll cost you $0.
Actually, cold calling number one, emailing number two, and networking number three.
Number three.
Networking is kind of a hit or miss because like it's kind of a slow game, you know. But like with cold calling, like you can get faster, you know, faster business, in my opinion.
Absolutely. So my second question for the entrepreneurs out there that are listening is what is a realistic amount of hours that you can expect to work within the first year of your business and the first couple of years of your business, year 1 to year 3? What is a realistic amount of hours for somebody that is looking to be as successful as tidiness cleaning? And we didn't even mention, by the way, how much Gus is actually earning per month currently in his business, but I think this would be a really great time if you want to share what you're currently doing with monthly revenue.
Okay, so last year we did close to $150,000. Um, from year to date, we're at about 240,000. Um, our biggest month this year was 50K. That was in April. It did dip a little bit in May. We did 45, but right now I can literally show you if you want me to. It's
Super
from,
impressive.
let me show you really quick. I don't lie about my numbers. Like I'm like when people ask me like how much would you make a month when I first started, I'm like, yeah, 3, 4K. But
Yeah,
if
of
you're in
course. There's
business,
no point.
like everyone has
Eh,
to start somewhere, and
yeah,
I'm such a small fish. Like, and 50K is a decent amount, but dude, I want more. I want 500K a month. Like,
mm-hmm.
but honestly, look at it this way: if you can afford to pay your bills without having a job and just strictly cleaning, you're already successful.
Absolutely, 100%. You have already made it.
So I don't know if you could see for what are we in June? June 1st to
Yeah,
June 30th, 46,642 and 45
that's
cents.
amazing. And the
But
month's nowhere near over.
yeah, we still have like 6, 7 days.
Yeah,
I genuinely think we'll hit a little bit over 50K.
that
Like
is super, super impressive.
even if
So
we do 51K this month, that's better than 50K. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit
yeah, no, I
better.
mean that $50,000 is really, really impressive. Solely focusing on the property management companies. But so to go back to my question, and thank you for sharing that. Um, how much can somebody expect to work in year one? And then, even in a 50K month, like how many hours can somebody expect to be putting into work in all reality? Because I feel like people sugarcoat things way too much on the internet. They come on here, oh, you're only going to work 2 hours in your business. Oh, you're only going to,
It's a
okay,
fucking lie. That's until you only work 2 hours
yes,
in business once you build the systems. But
correct, correct, correct.
you
So
start
let's talk about year one specifically,
year
or the
one.
first 3 years. Like, let's be
Okay,
real.
first 3 years, first year and a half, I just put flyers out every day, and then I got booked Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, and I
But how
coasted.
many hours were you working every single week? If we're thinking back.
When I first started, when I had zero clients, or when I had my clients,
Well, I guess
it took
zero
me
clients.
it took me about a month and a half to get booked from Monday through Friday.
That's
So
amazing.
the hours I
But you were putting in time. You were working 60 hours a week.
Before I had any clients, like every day I'd go and post flyers. I'd go to mailboxes, like tape them to the mailboxes. I'd go door to door. I'd put myself out there, dude, and it's just like you got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, but I was hustling. I would say minimum at least 40 hours a week. Same thing when I did get my clients. Once I did get my clients, I did get kind of stagnant. I was like, you know what? I'll just clean, enjoy this amount of money I'm making. And then it wasn't until my third year, which was last year, is that I went hard on the cold calling. So like my Monday through Friday, I'd cold call like 2, 3, 4 hours, right? And then I was still like cleaning offices and stuff, and every now and then I'd go and check properties. But yeah, there was a time, believe it or not, where I was working like 75 hours a week, like
And
close.
and that's the yeah, and that's the reality of it. You know, when we're first starting off the cleaning business, um, it does take a lot to be in it, to be marketing it, to if you're working in the business. But you know, so
It just
for those
it all depends on like what your goals are and what your priorities are. Because like if you just want to, get to like 10K
a certain
recurring a month, that's totally cool. I don't think
yeah,
it's like 80 hours, but if you want to get there faster, the more hours you put in, the faster you're gonna get to your goals. So,
I
um,
100% agree with you. My next question is, what is one of your top favorite audiobooks related to business? Anything that you can think of that has actually helped you with
I feel
your
I feel so bad saying this, but I don't read books.
Oh, it's not a problem.
I would watch. I used to watch a lot of podcasts.
Okay, so podcast. Do you have anybody in particular that you maybe listen to or somebody that you look to for even in business? It doesn't have to be necessarily a podcast or a book, but anybody that you look to in the entrepreneurial world where you're like, for example, I know you brought up Alex Harmozy earlier.
Technology has taught me so much. Like he's just like a no bullshit type of guy, and he's a big boss, and he acts like it. He's like fuck your feelings, fuck your emotions, fuck how your brain is. Like you know what I'm saying? He's just very like military style, and I'm kind of that person. You have to find out what works for you, because some people might like all this motivational stuff or like this soft kind of stuff. Alex Hormozy, yeah, I would say Alex Hormozy, he helped me out a lot. I used to listen to Gary Vee a lot growing up, but he got kind of
Oh, me too, me too, me too.
yeah, Alex Hormozy, and I would watch AJ and your videos when I first got started. Oh, what's her name? That other girl? Ah, she's cool, AJ. She just clean.
Tenacity?
Yeah, her.
Miss
Yeah.
Tenacity,
I
yes.
would shout out to her. That's how I found out AJ's channel. And then through AJ's channel, that's how I met you.
Yeah,
So,
shout out to Miss Tenacity for bringing us together.
yeah.
Um, yeah, those they have really great YouTube channels also. When I first started off, that was definitely a resource for me. But wow, you have accomplished so much in so little time, and I'm sure that this podcast is going to be inspiring people of all ages and people are going to be like, oh my god, he's so successful, so young, so driven. Is there any like one piece of advice that you could give anybody that is starting out in the cleaning space, or maybe has been in the cleaning space and they're just feeling a little bit unmotivated, or any one piece of advice that you have for anybody to either scale bigger or become successful?
I would say there's this Instagram page that I follow, but it basically shows a calendar from Sunday through Sunday, right? And everyone thinks discipline is like, oh, you have to be at 100% every single day. And it's not like that. No, no, no. Like discipline is like you can put in 80% on Monday, 40% on Tuesday, 20% on Wednesday, and then 50% on Thursday. It doesn't have to be 100% all the time. Like you don't have to be go, go, go all the time. Even if you do at least 1 hour every day, every business day, right? Monday through Friday for your business that actually grows it will get somewhere. It's just about being consistent and get used to hearing no. Especially
I
if you're
like that.
gonna do cold calling, get used to saying no and you're just gonna eventually get better. The more you do it, it's all about volume, you know?
I love that. Thank you so much. To get used to getting told no, get out of your comfort zone, pick up that phone and cold call, and get out there and network. Can you let everybody know where we can follow you?
I need to make my Instagram page
Yeah,
full.
no problem.
But if you do want to follow me, I do follow and connect with other cleaning business owners on my private. It's Gus the CEO, and I'm always open to chatting about ideas. And I don't offer mentorship, but like I've helped a lot of people that start their cleaning company through Instagram, and like we'll be on voice memos and stuff, and just giving each other ideas or giving
For
advice and
sure.
tips. Like I don't have a course or anything to sell you. I don't even have a YouTube channel. Maybe one day, but. Yeah, if you just want to chat about anything cleaning related, feel free to DM.
Yes, listen, reach out to him, you guys. Gus is super, super knowledgeable. He is one of the most driven CEOs that I've met in this space. Very, very impressive. Obviously, he, 24 years old, super driven,
I want to
but
say
take advantage of it.
I
Take
want to say
advantage. Send him a message.
if you have a cleaning company and are interested in doing move outs, my goal, which I don't tell people this, and I know I'm so young and it's kind of a far stretch, but my goal is to be like the nationwide make ready cleaning company. So I am looking for different cleaning companies I can sub workout to in different cities all over the US. So actually this year we're expanding to Corpus Christi and then Dallas as well. So if you are in Texas, feel free to reach out and we could make some money together.
Oh, I love that. You see, you guys, join, connect with Gus. I'm going to put all his links down below. Get out there, ask him some questions, and we will see you, obviously, for an updated, we're going to have to do an updated podcast because if
See you in
you're
Miami.
Oh, well, also, yes, you guys, please be sure to come check us out in Miami. Thank you for reminding me. This August, we are having a commercial cleaning in-person masterclass. Gus is going to be there. I'm going to be there. We're going to be having a ton of fun. We're going to have Luke and Daniel from the Commercial Cleaning Blueprint. And this is going to be for anybody that is in the commercial cleaning space and wants to, mingle, network, and learn some more. Be sure to grab your tickets. We have payment options available. And I look forward to having an updated podcast with you because I want to know how this year ends. So we will definitely have a updated podcast January 2026 to see what was your biggest month in 2025.
Hopefully 100K in 1 month.
Period. 100,000 in 1 month. We're
Yeah.
gonna get there.
Bands, girl.